All right, it's kind of a gloomy day out here in Los Angeles, but we just got out of the Microsoft press conference here with Patrick and Brad. New dashboard, Halo 4.
Welcome.
Everything you saw on Xbox.com a couple hours ago.
Yeah, all this Kinect stuff that you probably don't necessarily want.
You'll feel even more connected to your game, so to speak.
Yeah, what do you think?
You sound pretty jazzed coming out of this press conference.
I don't know what to think. Yeah, I'm still kind of like rolling it around my head. Like some of it seemed all right, but a lot of Kinect stuff and a lot of stuff I don't necessarily want to do with Kinect, like play every Tom Clancy game.
Yeah, this was a very safe press conference for them. Like, they're the industry leader at this point. Like,
yeah.
Nintendo's going into a bit of a decline. Their sales are going up. Kinect was a success last holiday.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of reason to rock the boat, which I get why it's a disappointing press conference, because you want to see something new, something different.
Yeah, and I think the only thing there was like Halo 4, which was teased very briefly at the end.
A new trilogy on
Xbox
Xbox 360. So that's open to interpretation, but that seemed like they were suggesting you're not throwing away this box anytime soon.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one of the things. Like, surely they can't actually get
more
it together
games
to release 3 Halo games.
No way, no way. That's not gonna happen. I mean, that thing. Granted, if they're saying 2012 for that thing, that definitely means no console next year. Let's be realistic. You know, we're not gonna get another 6 or 8 years out of that thing, right? Right?
Got it. You can't stop it. Get up. Come on, get up.
I hope.
Right?
I kind of hope not. I don't know.
Did you notice the subtle rebranding that's going on within that division of Microsoft? Like
Microsoft Studios.
Microsoft Studios.
It's Microsoft Interactive Entertainment is where Don Matrick's getting introduced from, and then Microsoft Studios instead of Game Studios. And like they had that executive the other day talking about like 40% of all Xbox use is non-gaming related.
And that's only going to go up with all the stuff that they're rolling out, like YouTube.
Yep.
Finally.
Like UFC.
The fine print there was like concept only, so none of that was even real.
Oh.
But
So it's like they had a meeting with some slideshows.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just
we could do this.
Do you want to throw the ESPN stuff over UFC footage? I mean, some people vote on fights, right? Just like they vote on football games. Yeah, all right, sure.
Dana White came in and kicked everybody in the face until it happened. Yeah.
It's like, so biggest star there, Dana White or Ice-T. Like, come on.
I'm gonna go with Tim Schafer.
Hey. Hello.
Finally, someone calling out
so
the
much of what
creepy
I
fake
know
family.
Unleash the simulated family.
Or
like this,
like
Daddy?
Skittles Revenge or something up there for that Disney game.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at those mermaids! Dark waterfalls!
I love that Ice-T didn't have like a script up there. Like I kept looking because we could directly
at an
see.
angle to the teleprompter. They went so off script.
Ease game on, like didn't say like he skipped like whole chunks of his script, like announcing features. He would just like, well, no, I'm not gonna do it. And you would just see the teleprompter go like, woo, 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 as they were just skipping ahead to where they were supposed to be.
It seemed like there were a lot of kind of teleprompter issues throughout. I noticed like when Ubisoft was up there, it seemed like there was some.
It was scrolling smoothly. I don't know.
Glenn Schofield is having real trouble getting his sentences out.
Well, the whole Modern Warfare 3 demo seemed like at some point it flipped to video when those batteries died, because it came back a little too quick to gameplay, and the audio came back burst and stuff like that.
Well, that is Microsoft's go-to backup.
What did you guys think of the Kinect stuff in Mass Effect and Ghost Recon? I mean,
Ghost Recon, when is this going to go up? After the Ubisoft press conference, right? So Ghost Recon Future Soldier seems terrible.
right?
And I played it with a controller. Like the Kinect stuff is not going to save that game. Like those are all menus that I navigated with a controller, and it worked just fine.
I thought
I don't need to go to make the gun whip apart.
I thought it was telling that when they went to test the guns, they just went into like a virtual reality like testing field.
I imagine that's just part of the gunsmith mode. Is
But also, like, what was
not
this?
to show the game?
like firing by going like this. Like if they're gonna do finger tracking, do finger tracking if you're really gonna do it.
I don't know.
Like this back here, like jazz hands to fire a gun. Like not cool.
If Gunsmith was some sort of like downloadable like Kinect Labs thing, like hey, play around with this thing in the Ghost Recon universe, but the idea that they're trying to sell this as you're gonna get immersed in the experience.
Right.
Like this is something you'd load up for 5 minutes.
The main issue with that is at the end of it you play Future Soldier, which looks rough.
Yeah.
Well, the game's been like, I'm told, like rebooted 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like
it
at
shows.
this point, it seems like guys just put it out. It's
together.
the next Rainbow Six game's a couple years off. Like just
A lot of perhaps too many very guided first-person Kinect experiences.
Rails stuff.
The new Fable game, that Crytek game, Rise, I guess it's called, the Star Wars game even. It's just It's all a lot of like.
Everyone's
really
making Infinity Blade.
Not really telling your guy where to go, yeah. Or I played Cross Swords on the Neo Geo like 15 years ago.
Like
that was pretty cool then.
I thought at least the Mass Effect stuff was like I don't think I'll use it, but in terms of using and leveraging Kinect, I was like,
it's an
that's
inoffensive, kind of cool way to do it. Like tactically, if you don't have to pause the game to order people around, like that could be really cool.
You let them die?
You're the smartest scientist I know. You couldn't save them?
It seemed weird where he was like saying the line of dialogue,
Yeah.
and then Shepard picks it up and kind of, but he doesn't even say that line. You know, they never say the line exactly when you make the choice. So just that seemed kind of weird. Maybe it'll be less weird if you're just sitting there doing it. But
I don't need her trust.
I'm Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy.
Halo Anniversary got announced finally.
looks like Halo remaster.
Yeah.
Like I want to play that game again. So like I'm looking forward to that.
That
like,
should be like a for the fans $30 sort of thing, $40 sort of thing.
I just finished Halo: The Fall of Reach, so I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my guess is that price point thing will be something we don't actually know for a long time as they try and figure out
like what they can get away
we
with.
could do 60.
Yeah,
we could, but that would be kind of douchey to actually pull that off.
And of course, Halo 4.
I'm here.
Yeah, how would you guys have felt about Halo 4 if you didn't know about it?
They announced a trilogy, which again I thought we were done doing that.
Yeah.
I mean it's Halo, so they'll.
Especially when you put out a game called Halo 4 and call it a trilogy, like it's just at that point.
I just like is Halo going to become the new Final Fantasy? Like, are they really going to call it 4, 5, 6, or like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Halo 6 just sounds sort of weird.
This would have been a good choice, a good time for them to branch it off and say like, all right, this is the continuing adventures of Master Chief.
The first Halo game started with subtitles, so you just restart this with a new Halo : something.
Yeah, I guess they could have done that.
Good way to kick this back off.
Yeah.
Well, what is
Or-
the action at this point? Like they
He goes into weird white wormhole, and on the other side there are things to shoot.
I guess. Okay, sure. Like
Done. Right? I mean,
Crap, you just spoiled the whole plot.
Sorry. But I thought the whole thing of them of Cortana waking up Master Chief was like well done. Like as teasers go, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep.
And also, Microsoft's not one to usually announce games that are that far off. Like, they usually focus on what's coming this holiday.
When you look at like all the other stuff they had, I bet there was just some call at relatively late game call of just like, dude, this is looking. We got to throw something in here, right?
I mean, imagine if they hadn't had that. How would you have felt about that press conference?
It would have been just like, oh.
Yeah.
It was safe. Like, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to argue against it, given that it doesn't, like, to a certain extent, it doesn't matter. Like, they have the community, they have the games. Like,
I mean, they are the de facto third-party platform at this point. Like, people will buy that console just to buy all those games.
Like, Sony is selling better, but they really, in a lot of respects, aren't much competition for what Microsoft is doing in a lot of the community and multiplayer stuff. So it's just, they need someone to challenge them, and that's not really happening right now.
Well, our ride to EA is here, so we are going to get in the van and keep moving. They're up there, so we got to go. We'll be back after EA, I guess.
Maybe.
Sorry. All right, we're here just after the Electronic Arts press conference where Cell Signal is at a premium. There's a black hole here at the Orpheum. No word must escape other than the official word of EA if you go inside their press conference. But they showed, I don't know, Mass Effect 3?
I think the official word is Origin.
Oh, Origin.com.
Yeah.
Is it available there on Origin.com?
I think that's where it's available.
Wait, where is it available?
If I had to guess, it would be at Origin.com.
Origin.com.
Yes.
Got it. Wait.
On the internet.
.com.
www.
Got it. Thank you.
.origin.com.
Yeah, a little rail shooting in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I need rail shooting in my Mass
I don't think
Effect 3.
I think I don't need rail shooting in anything anymore, and to see it there was pretty.
Yeah.
So what all that footage needed was Shepard embracing and kissing a woman or a man. And that's an option now.
Sure.
To offset the action,
Yes.
something to say like there is drama, gravitas, other than just like big metal Spider-Man thing getting orbital cannoned and that sort of stuff.
I love the sound of the giant Reaper thing, like that weird digital. That was the most affecting part of the Mass Effect 3 stuff that they showed. Other than that, what else did we see? We saw
Need for Speed, you get
Need
out
for
of the car.
Speed, the run, get out of the car.
Literally the run.
Run? Yeah, run.
Start running.
Who
Hit
could
X,
have? Who
hit
could have
X,
seen?
Hit X on the
yeah,
controller.
he was hitting
and
X
then
on the
hit
controller to
triangle.
run.
And then hit triangle again. And then wait. Triangle.
What should I do after that?
Then L&R.
Oh yeah, then L&R to grab, obviously. That's
when they first showed the screenshots of dude out of the car, I was just immediately shaking my head because I played the Spy Hunter game where you got out of the car as The Rock. But what they showed there, like if they're just stringing together crazy action car sequences with like quick time stuff, like that's not the most effective.
like to give you a story-based reason to suddenly be in a cop car.
Yeah.
I guess.
Warm up to it, Jeff. Come on.
Just
No.
remember, Need for Speed Undercover was the last Need for Speed games these guys made.
Right. Yeah.
So I think step up. I see promise.
I don't know.
Let's
man.
move on.
Next game.
Oh yeah, another Old Republic trailer.
It was just a mashup of 3 Old Republic trailers.
Yeah.
Yo.
And
Play the
he came out.
game,
He came
I
out and said,
guess,
"This is like
I
just
guess.
play it. I can't. What more
Sure.
can I say about it?"
I'm not going to convince you to play it. Just play it.
I know.
And
Not even playing
I
it.
have played that game like relatively recently, and I've made up my mind as well.
All right.
I don't want to play that game. I've played that game. I don't want to play that game. It's like people ask us, why didn't we make KOTOR 3? We did. No. Oh. Yeah. It's.
SSX.
Oh, SSX.
SSX now just SSX. They dropped the deadly whatever stuff. They talked a good game about scanning a lot of the background to create the courses.
NASA.
Yes, NASA. They said NASA.
Scan the NASA.
So I guess that whole thing is, they literally are trying to scan every mountain with, topographical
Yes, data.
And be able to figure out which mountains are fun in terms of real life stuff and actually like base their tracks off of real mountains.
Sean Coons is jumping up and down as we speak.
Is he? I don't know. I can't even
no,
tell.
I can feel
It's
it.
like,
I
yeah.
can feel it. Insomniac has a new game.
Yeah, Overstrike.
That looks
I thought
pretty awesome.
that was a cool trailer.
Yeah.
It gave you a good sense of like what the characters are and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
not so much what the gameplay is, but it'll be third person, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
And it has a giant fake Terminator
Yeah.
with like goat legs. I was into that.
And crazy weapons, because that's
Yeah.
what Insomniac does.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like almost like a single player Team Fortress sort of engine sort of way.
Yeah,
It had
yeah.
a similar visual flair and.
I really liked the look of the characters. I thought that
it's
were.
like more realistic than Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
The Terminator specifically looked like that was just taken out of the Ratchet universe.
Right,
But
right.
the like main dude has like jaw down to here. It's really cool. It's like a little bit stylized.
Yeah.
Crown jewel though for the whole press conference though was the lengthy Battlefield 3
Dude, that game.
demonstration. They showed a couple of quick cut stuff, little trailery bits, but then this tank sequence that went on forever. That was a long ass demo. I will say this: that was the first time that I've taken an extended look at Battlefield 3. That game looks amazing.
Yeah.
That game looks unlike anything I've ever
mean,
seen as far as the fidelity goes.
Like they're trotting out these lines about like tomorrow's tech on today's consoles or whatever. Like that's accurate.
Yeah.
Like that's what future games.
Granted, they were
look
showing
like.
that on the PC.
Yeah.
So
that's the only place you could do that right now.
Absolutely, but that was very, very impressive visually. But that was also an extremely slow-moving demo. But I think contrast that with Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, totally.
Their whole thing right now needs to be like drawing a line, saying Modern Warfare is over there, Battlefield is over here. Like they're going crazy over the top for everything. Like we still have some semblance of realism.
The crazy part though is when you show what was that, like 15 minutes? 10 minutes? 10 minutes of a tank driving up the sand, occasionally stop to shoot a tank.
But it was the best looking tank driving through
I
the desert
can't
you've
decide
ever
which
seen.
side of that line I want to be on anymore. I probably don't want to be on the Modern Warfare side of the line, but I don't know that I want to be there either.
Well,
I don't.
I thought actually that brief snippet of the multiplayer they showed, like there was that very brief teaser where you saw that actually looked way more interesting because there was like destructible environments, like
Right.
subways were kind of getting wrecked while you were playing against players. That seemed way more interesting than 10 minutes of like a tank, which would be fun if I'm piloting that tank.
Right.
I don't really want to watch someone else pilot a slow tank for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that seemed like a hilarious joke at the end. Like, hey, check out this Battlefield.
I think we have to get out of here.
of here. I think they're closing.
Okay,
the
they're
gates.
closing,
yeah,
they're closing the
you're-
gates. They're also making 2 new football games, one of each.
Yeah. Both kinds.
Yeah.
Great job, Jeremy.
All right, we're here. It's after the aftermath of the Sony press conference.
Wherever here is, I don't know.
At this point, he realistically reaches back into his quiver.
What is this, the Olympic Sports Arena?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Anyway, we were sitting up in there seeing Sony talk about the future of the PlayStation 3 and the Vita.
$249. $249, yeah.
$299 if you want 3G with AT&T.
Although it's weird, like everybody's reacting positively, but how many years has it been since $300 seemed like a lot for a handheld? Because that's what the PSP was.
I mean, I get excited when gas is under $4.
Fair enough.
Like,
sure.
Make some. I mean, for everyone, going in expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were saying it'd be twice that.
Yeah. Unless Nintendo goes for a real aggressive price drop.
Yeah,
like,
which
it's like apples and apples this holiday.
Yeah.
Which one are you gonna get?
Exactly, and I mean the 3DS is hasn't had a great launch, so this is probably Sony smelling blood in the water. They're like, fuck, we can get in there and do something.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Of course they showed some games.
Of course, while tapping edges to climb is fun, tapping an enemy to perform a stealth takedown is more fun.
A lot of 3D in that press conference. What do you think of the announcement of the TV?
Obviously, the whiz-bang feature is that like kind of two-player, like one guy sees this, one guy sees that.
Comes with a truly unique technology that allows two people playing a game to see individual, unique, full-screen images rather than a split-screen image. It's like having two separate TVs in one.
Feels like the clock is ticking for that stuff. If by this time next year people are not like universally excited about 3D games, put a bullet in it. I think it's done.
Nice shot, Jeremy.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Or it just becomes a bullet point. Man, now I got two mics. I don't have that much to say.
3D mics.
Stereoscopic mics.
Up close and personal.
Oh, also, how bad did Resistance 3 look?
Oh man,
pretty bad.
A little rough.
Pretty
a little
bad.
rough. I don't know.
Yeah, you notice EA gets Ted Price.
Yeah.
Sony. He's here somewhere.
The day that Insomniac announced their new multi-platform franchise.
Yeah, that looked real rough. I thought Uncharted looked real nice.
Yeah.
Was that stuff you had seen before, or?
No, that was all new to me. That trailer might be trailer of E3 so far.
I wonder what you're really afraid of.
BioShock, man.
Dude.
For a day where we've kind of had tepid responses to basically everything, I watched that trailer and I was like, oh, this is... Yeah.
So you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that's all the stuff that's cut together from all the stuff that I saw. Yeah. So the theater presentation that they'll be giving at the show has like all of that stuff in it, but it's all connected. It's all kind of one sequence, and it ends with that Songbird stuff with them getting her and flying the fuck away.
How about Irrational getting in bed with Sony though? Did you see that coming?
No, it's funny. When I was out there last year to see the game and talk to Ken Levine, he was asking me a lot of questions about the move.
Yeah.
It was like the week it was coming out, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I mean, what do you think of this thing? Is it any good? I'm like, I don't know. Like, the potential's there. I mean, it's obviously like more capable than we. Just kind of giving him the rundown on it. And he was like, well, and I started telling him about Ruse, how Ruse was, had the RTS like mouse and keyboard. He's like, all right, I'll have to get one of these things to see what's up.
And the first thing we noticed is that the damn thing kind of looks like a DualShock. It's got all the cool buttons and everything.
Kind of gave a pretty compelling case. Like, even though, I was like, yeah, maybe Ken Levine's right. Maybe that isn't so bad.
Ken Levine could probably convince you that anything is awesome.
Those guys seem smart. I mean, they seem good at making games.
Who's going to say no to more Irrational games?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Exactly. Street Fighter Cross Tekken for Vita looked a little, I don't know, and they're getting into the guest character thing, which I'd never liked. With the dude from Infamous in there. I wonder if they'll turn up the PS3 version also, or if that's just for Vita. That seems a little weird considering Infamous isn't on the Vita, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I also really love how Sony just completely undermined transparring. Like that, like as though it was like no big deal. Like, oh, and then you can do this. Like maybe that's why Kojima made such a big deal about it, because he just had to make a thing like there was this big thing.
Because this week is going to be like, oh no, I mean it just does that. I mean it's not like a big deal. We don't have to. We can transfer. We don't even have to transpar.
We're not paying extra for the trademark.
It's not Jack Tretton out there with cardboard going like, all right, you start with here, and then it locks out, and then you go here. And then, can I show you this Snatcher concept art? Like, I wish they would have announced a date for Vita, but this holiday, so.
They didn't say this year.
Yeah.
So it's before Christmas, and I think they're definitely setting themselves up for, like, 3DS isn't selling as well as Nintendo expected. They think that they can swoop in, hopefully, with like the tech. I'm still not convinced, even though it's competitive, that people are still going to be interested. I don't think that's a Sony thing, Nintendo thing. I just think
it's a handheld game.
Yes, I just think that people have moved on.
I don't know if AT and fucking T is going to help anything.
And we'll be partnering with AT&T as the exclusive carrier for PlayStation Vita in the United States.
That's one of my new top 5 favorite press conference reactions.
Oh my god!
Like groans from there, laughter, from there, and then it just started spreading.
Yep.
And you see the look on his face, like. Here we go. Fucking AT&T. As I was in the middle of typing on my phone, going, "This fucking piece of shit network, I can't send anything out. What the fuck?" And then they're like, "Perfect." Fucking perfect.
I was sitting there going, "Don't be AT&T.
I knew
Don't be AT&T." And then all of a sudden it goes, bam! It's like, ah! Like, you know that's what everyone was saying. Like, don't be Verizon. Be Verizon. Ah!
Anybody.
I've never seen an audience groan or be disappointed collectively. Like, you'll get pockets of people going like, what? But like a whole audience of just no.
If I can get all tested.com for a second, this just occurred to me, but AT&T is the biggest GSM carrier here.
Right.
If they're doing GSM, then they can use the same chips all over the world. Verizon uses CDMA, nobody else, no other country.
Else uses it,
so like it makes technical sense for them to go with AT&T.
And then AT&T's buying T-Mobile, so there's be no point in going with them because there's going to be the same thing soon enough anyway. And what are you going to go with, Sprint? No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess that was Sony.
I guess that's Sony.
Yeah.
They got drinks here and all this other stuff, but instead we're going to leave. That seems like I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's a Microsoft thing. We got to go play games.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god.
Hey folks, we are here at Nokia Theater in downtown Los Angeles. Just finished up the Nintendo press conference, as you can see. Ryan Davis and Brad Shoemaker here. Also joining us, Mr. Vinny Caravello. Vinny, how you doing?
Doing all right.
You were filming this whole press conference, so this is where Nintendo revealed its new console.
This is the new controller for Wii U.
They talked about some 3DS software as well. Some big first-party names got mentioned for 3DS. We're talking Mario Kart, Luigi's Mansion 2, Kid Icarus is all this stuff that's coming. It's kind of Star Fox, kind of known quantities except for Luigi's Mansion, which got a surprisingly strong response.
You don't want to play another Luigi's Mansion.
I do, even though I remember conceptually really liking Luigi's Mansion, but not. Really, gameplay-wise, not really caring for. Luigi's Mansion wasn't a great game, but it had a lot of character.
Good. Yeah.
I think people remember that game a lot better than it actually was. Probably. I'm still excited about Luigi's Mansion 2, but the clear focus for Nintendo today was the Wii U, their new system. So, Vinny, tell us all about the Wii U.
So I was actually confused with first I thought it was just a controller. Right. I was like, oh, okay, they're introducing this new controller for the Wii, and then later on they're going to show us all the games that you can play with it on the whatever. And then I guess about 5 minutes after the press conference when I was like, hey, is that just a controller?
No.
Then that's when I realized it was the system.
We're not talking about that yet.
So it's kind of interesting. They were really focusing on the controller, which they only referred to as the new controller. Which I could see would cause some confusion, but there was clearly in all the demo shots a new box sitting next to the TV that looked a lot like the Wii, but
a little more rounded.
Kind of rounded edges, different button placement, clearly inspired by the Wii design, but just a little bit different. They didn't actually show that box during the press conference itself, which makes me believe that box does not exist.
I bet it physically does not exist. I bet the Wii U is a bunch of dev kits and some design mock-ups, and that's about it.
What did you think of the name? Again, name.
PU, man.
Awful.
PU.
Save it.
No.
That's 480 PU.
No.
I don't know. Whatever.
Like everything, we'll get used to. I think this one might take a little bit longer to get used to.
I find I actually more than the name itself, I find their logo treatment for it to be really poor. Also, it makes me think of Wii University. That's all. Like when they first come on down to Wii U and get a doctorate in Mario mushrooms.
Okay. Where do I sign up?
In the Mushroom Kingdom.
Now, is that a 5-year program or is that 4 years?
It's actually a 2-week program.
Yeah, people certified.
It's kind of like University of Phoenix. But this thing is still a ways off. This is a 12 release for this system, and they were talking about this very broadly. Other than saying Smash Brothers is coming to both 3DS and Wii U, they didn't really make any significant specific game announcements. It was just sort of and even the stuff they're showing at the show floor, they're saying there's going to be like 8 Wii U experiences. And they like double underlined multiple times. They made the point of saying like these are not prototypes of games. These are just ideas.
Right.
These are just kind of concepts of ways that you could use this new controller.
A real diplomatic way to say tech demo.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a crazy controller. I mean, you've got the 2 analog discs, kind of like the single
pad.
Like what you have on the 3DS.
Pad or, whatever they're calling it.
You've got gyroscopic controls in there. You've got a camera. You've got microphone. You've got speakers on it. And the thing looks significant. They actually another thing they never actually showed the controller itself in the auditorium.
Right.
Kind of interesting for a press conference where they didn't have any actual on-stage demos. Like they talked a lot about Zelda at the beginning. They talked about some of the 3DS games they have coming up. Granted, 3DS stuff kind of hard to do live demos of.
Maybe they learned their lesson after the Skyward Sword fiasco last year.
Yeah, maybe.
They did have a live orchestra.
Nice
that
touch.
was stirring.
That gets you every time.
Really plucked the heartstrings, man. Got a little misty-eyed.
So I think to kind of address the other big thing about this new system from Nintendo is, there's a lot of expectations about the technical capabilities and kind of the graphical horsepower that this thing was going to have, and how it was going to be, kind of at least comparable to, PS3, 360, at least comparable to current systems, so that ports would be possible. And they talked about a lot of games that were upcoming, kind of end of the year games that would be coming to the Wii U next year. And they showed a few kind of quick clips of a couple of games, Darksiders 2.
Yeah. There's a new Tekken game.
Dirt game, Dirt. But that was simply Dirt. Like that's a lot of kind of working title sounding games, and they look better than Wii games. But I still Vinny, you were saying these don't quite look like these kind of look like first run 360 games.
It looked like when we were transitioning from Xbox to 360 and you had that weird crossover and it was kind of early. But do you think the stuff they showed was actual footage from something
that's
running?
A really good question. I would actually be kind of surprised if that was off of this hardware. I mean,
it seems really early, and I don't know. I mean, it was new footage I hadn't seen before of Darksiders 2.
Well, they haven't shown that.
So I have no idea.
New.
I'll be really curious. The bird demo was a demo. That's like one of those NVIDIA cards.
It looked really nice, but
might as well
that's
show
not
me
what the game.
a girl in tight spandex with weird hair and shooting a laser gun.
It's not crunching any AI or physics or any of that stuff.
I'll show you that.
Okay.
They did show there was a quick clip of something that looked like what could be a new Zelda game that was higher fidelity, and I think that was never mind the name, never mind not really talking about kind of technical stuff, which makes sense. This is a big broad overview. They're not talking about friend codes, they're not talking about price points, they're not talking any sort of specifics like that. But I really would have liked to have seen more Nintendo properties, more recognizable characters kind of rendered on this new system. I want to know, what does Mario look like with more power behind it.
Nintendo, more than anybody, can get a lot of mileage out of a little horsepower.
Yeah.
The Wii Mario games look amazing for what they are. So to see them get this kind of power under the hood and what they can do with it, it's really exciting.
Trauma Center. Why wasn't Trauma Center on? Just X-raying people and performing surgery through that thing.
There was some interesting stuff with interaction between the big screen and the small screen. Where moving around the small screen was kind of showing you things that were not apparent on the big screen. they could do some crazy stuff with this system.
No back-facing camera on that thing, right?
No, just a front-facing
so
camera.
Probably not a whole lot of AR stuff then.
But I mean, remember, there's still that sensor bar on the top, so
Yeah.
it's still like positionally able to find stuff. But
it seems like it's more about like looking at stuff on the screen in a different way as opposed to like walking around.
Yeah,
your
they
house
said,
with
was it the shield push or something, shieldy game?
Sure.
Where it's got the accelerometer in it, so it
Yeah.
tracks where you're moving. So like, I could see you.
Yeah.
I can't see you, but I would,
Well, I think that was meant more towards the screen, and they talked about being able to play games on the controller without the TV being on. They also made clear that this is not a portable system; that this needs to get its horsepower from the Wii U itself, from the box.
Yeah, you had like Ken Levine was talking about playing a game in bed with this thing, but if that has to go through like your bedroom wall to the living room, like you have to wonder what the signal range is going to be like on this thing. And
we'll see. Again, this is kind of
many
very early
questions yet to
stuff.
be answered.
Yeah, a lot of questions still left, but they have announced the name of it. It's the Wii U. It's an awful name. There's some interesting technology at work here. It seems like they got more third-party voices in the mix this year than they've necessarily had in the past. John Riccitiello came out on stage and kind of said, his part. So that's the Nintendo press conference. Nintendo E3 2011 Day 1 starts in just like an hour and a half, less than that at this point. The clock is ticking, so we're going to go hit the show floor, take some appointments, see some games. I'm going to take this mic. We'll see Vinny later, and we'll see you guys later, too. Hey, so something that we kind of didn't have time to talk about yesterday during all of the craziness was the Ubisoft press conference.
That happened.
That
definitely happened.
That happened. That was kind of right in the middle of a very action-packed day, and it was an interesting press conference to say the least.
Yes.
Extremely French. I guess let's break down some of the stuff that we actually saw there.
I think it was a press conference of highs and lows.
Absolutely. I really felt like they showed some pretty interesting, some promising software.
Yeah, for sure.
But the packaging of it, specifically with the host, Mr. Caffeine, was left something to be desired. He was a little overbearing, let's say.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not afraid of a few dick jokes. Thank you.
Also, kind of the premise that they started each presentation with, like, oh, what would these games have looked like 25 years ago?
I wonder what this game would have looked like had we released it long ago. Let's go back in time. I wonder how this might have looked 20 years ago. I wish this could have all started when we all had a Commodore 64. Everyone do it with me. I said everyone go.
And then they had these crazy pre-rendered, like, obviously things that you could not have done 25 years ago. And then they actually showed the real games, and you thought, like, this game looks all right, but I kind of want to play that fake game that you guys are talking about.
That mock-up kind of looked better, yeah.
But let's start at the top. Rayman Origin. Michel Ancel was on stage to show that game.
I've never seen Michel Ancel in person before. I didn't even know what he looked like or what his demeanor was. That man is a delight.
Fun. Definitely kind of, his
mock Shakespearean performance at the beginning.
You be or not you be?
You be for sure.
Thank you.
Which also, so where we were sitting, we
good.
could actually see all of the teleprompter stuff. None of that was on the script. He just
that's great.
started doing all of that stuff
that's great.
himself. But that game looks really, really great.
Yeah.
Like 2D Rayman game, really great hand-drawn art style to it. Very dynamic. Like it looked like fun. Some great music in it.
Well, it's that sort of like combative co-op thing where it's like you're competing for stuff, but you have to cooperate to get all these different puzzles done. And the music was the really standout thing. Like those games have always had pretty great music, but like the stuff in there, like a little Tetris scene where like the music types in, you're like, oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely. So that was kind of the kickoff. A strong start. They showed Driver San Francisco, which
That's all right.
I'm not entirely sure one way or the other.
What if there were roads in San Francisco?
There you go.
None of the weird like transferring into other drivers though. I didn't see.
Yeah, they kind of played it straight. Like it was an odd presentation for that one for sure. Let's see here. We saw some
Tom Clancy's
Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which we've been seeing a lot of and seeing in multiple forms
It feels a little tired. It felt especially tired because we had just gone through Modern Warfare, we just gone through Battlefield 3 at the other press conferences. It was just like, here's Future Soldier, and it's another one of these.
Yeah, kind of modern-ish military first-person shooter, or I guess in this case, third-person.
Future, but it's like, you know, you're still using the same basic weaponry, and it's all very brown, just like all those other shooters.
The concept trailer for that game I found a little distasteful. The camera angle that it ends with, where like you shoot the guy through the head and then the camera flies through the bullet hole.
Right.
It's like
with that, while the operatic music plays.
Like, that's the level to which you guys are taking. Like this is how you're topping the competition. You're gonna fly into the bullet hole,
and then after that, little Ghost Recon Online. The best part of which is it's free.
And the best part of all, it's absolutely free.
No, the best part is that you can post your pictures on Facebook.
No, that was a different game. That was
no. The best part is that you can post your pictures on Facebook.
Far Cry 3.
Far Cry 3, which they
nice
kind of
reveal.
just showed it. They said, "Here's a game," and then they didn't actually reveal the name of that until the end. Pretty good demo, like a pretty sharp-looking game.
Yeah, some good acting from the characters.
Yeah, like that was to me like beyond the action, which went through a lot of different sequences. Like they showed a good variety of the kind of first-person action that you'll see in that game. But really, that performance from this antagonistic character that you're introduced to at the beginning was the most compelling part to me.
And that's exciting because the dramatic elements of Far Cry 2 were definitely the weak part of that game. Like it had a great big open world with a lot of dynamic combat possibilities, but the characters, the story, the way everything played out in the narrative was not executed very well.
And really good-looking violence too, like very bloody, very visceral. Like the knife stabbing bit was really good.
So if they can marry all that combat to like a stronger story and more memorable characters, that game could be pretty special.
Could be rad, yeah.
And then let's wrapping up with Assassin's Creed, a full-on proper on-stage gameplay demo of that.
Yeah.
I know some folks not feeling it.
I think it's starting to show its age a little bit.
Maybe. I guess I like the look of old Ezio. I think grizzled old Ezio. There's some disconnect with the voice.
Yeah.
But grizzled old Ezio, I like the look. What they showed looked like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt the same way last year when they first showed Brotherhood, and that ended up being amazing. So I'm still willing to give them benefit of the doubt based on what they've shown so far. So. I think some pretty promising software coming out of Ubisoft. Unfortunate, just some miscalculations with how they decided to present them, but all that really matters is the games. Like forget the press conference itself, but what matters is the games, and it seems like Ubisoft has some promising stuff. So,
do you want to take odds on whether Mr. Caffeine will return next year or not, or if he will find himself in a shallow grave?
If I had my way about it, we would not see Mr. Caffeine ever again.
Epic fail right here. Yikes. Yeah.
All right, so we got to go hit the show floor. So let's get to it, guys. We'll see you later. Over in the can. Yeah. We went to the Nintendo press conference this morning and then hit the floor ground running.
Hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
So hard.
Absolutely. Brad, you and I went, and first thing we saw was a little Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah.
Pretty early demo of that.
You and I saw that.
I'm sorry, you and I saw that. That's right. You were.
I was like, huh.
Yeah, no, you joined us along the way.
It's all a blur.
Are we just interchangeable now at this point? Is that what that is?
It's the shirts.
Oh, okay.
Look at this.
Right.
Come on.
Long sleeve.
So you and I went and saw Soul Calibur 5.
Yes, we did.
Very, very, very early.
What is that?
They said 50. It's a fighting game.
Okay.
Yes.
With swords.
Well, it's the early stages of a fighting game.
Let me ask
the
you
early
this.
stages of history.
Let me ask you this: does the soul still burn?
You know what? They would neither confirm or deny the stage of the soul burning.
The soul is about 15% burning at this point.
Yeah,
so.
that game's 50% done. There's a lot of Soul Calibur 4 assets still in that game. They wanted to stress a lot that this is not what that game is going to look like. They've got like 30 characters, about 50% old, 50% new, because of the time difference, 17 years after the last game. A lot of the characters from the last game are now a lot older, but now they've introduced a bunch of new characters who are like the offspring of the previous characters.
It's like teen Soul Calibur.
Right.
Okay.
It looked like Soul Calibur. Not a lot
it's
to say about
faster,
that.
but yeah, I mean that's the one thing is they're focused on is like making a slightly faster, more fluidic kind of game. So
That sounds like a good move. I don't know. That's as someone who has not loved the Soul Calibur games as of late, but yeah, faster, more fluid sounds like a pretty good thing.
That's what they're aiming for. So
what did you see today, Jeff?
Oh, let's see. I went off and I checked out Modern Warfare 3.
Yes.
The latest Call of Duty
Did you get
game.
hands-on on
I
that?
did play that.
Excellent.
And I played some multiplayer, the Spec Ops mode.
Right.
Now, this is not they will have the regular Spec Ops mode in it, but they were showing survival mode, which is a wave-based survival mode that you play on the multiplayer maps.
Did you survive?
I survived for about 14 waves.
Pretty good?
Yeah, felt pretty good about it. And it's the sort of thing where, you're kind of earning money. It almost had some stuff in common with the zombie mode, but it's not about holding it down in one area or repairing anything or whatever. It's like, that more means that as you kill, you earn money that you can then spend at kiosks to buy or upgrade weapons, buy kind of kill streak stuff like sentry guns, or actually like you can drop in your own friendly AI like Delta Squad, drop out of a helicopter, or guys with riot shields, and they'll hang out and assist you. Now the enemies you face in this also increase in difficulty, both in like they'll soak up more bullets, but also in type. So you end up with just kind of regular dudes, regular Call of Duty dudes.
Right. Call of Dudes.
Yeah. And then eventually they start to get more resilient. You find guys that have C4 strapped to them. Then you find dogs. Then you find dogs that have C4 strapped to them.
No.
Exploding dogs.
Dude, that's the worst.
Exploding
That's the worst.
dogs.
Brad and I saw some dogs in the Tomb Raider demo.
Ooh.
We went and saw the theater demo of that, which
so that was the second part where she gets to go into the wolf's cave to get the radio and stuff.
So they showed the first half of the same demo that you saw during the Microsoft press conference, that whole section, and then a later section in the game, kind of further along in the game, where she has to go into this fortress, this village area that's been taken over by wolves. And she has to retrieve a thing, and that I thought really complimented the first half. Like, I wasn't really sure how to feel about what they showed of Tomb Raider initially. But this is like, okay, this feels more like Tomb Raider. This has the traversal stuff. This has more of the kind of puzzle solving stuff that you expect from Tomb Raider, along with some more kind of quick timey event type stuff. But really kind of the emotional weight, the Lara in danger
She
kind
did
of
not
vibe.
like having to kill that wolf.
No.
But she did.
Yeah, no, like the guy who was running the demo said, she's not killing animals for sport, but when she has to, she is going to stab that wolf to death.
Yeah.
It was cool. I thought it looked really good.
It definitely gave a better sense of the more open kind of exploration.
And they're saying that the game will be around 50-50 or maybe even 60-40, one way or the other, between those two things, the kind of more cinematic cutscene-y stuff and that sort of open.
But that's also still very
camp stuff.
very early in development. They had said they just finished this vertical slice, but they still have a lot of work to do. That's coming out in 2012.
Yeah,
So
like late 2012.
Right.
Yeah.
So still a long way to go on that. Actually, just before we went and saw that, I hopped over to the Tecmo Koei booth and played the Ninja Gaiden 3 demo that they have there. Where you're running around in London, slashing up paramilitary dudes and fighting crazy spider tank robots. That game is fast.
Cool.
That's a good thing.
And it doesn't have that same kind of initial that right out the gate level of punishment that Ninja Gaiden games have had in the past. Granted, this is an E3 demo, so that's not necessarily representative of how that game's gonna feel. But just the speed and the camera angles are just snapping around super fast as you're kind of jumping from dude to dude to slaughter these guys with just blood spray everywhere. I thought it looked all right. It was kinetic, kind of mashy. So and not necessarily that same kind of that fighting game feel that past Ninja Gaiden games have had.
I think some of the Ninja Gaiden games have felt that way early on.
Sure.
So it's
and they were very much introducing like these are the fodder enemies, and then you start getting the guys who have like riot shields that you have to figure out how to work around their defenses, and they start really fighting back more guys with RPGs.
Jump over them.
What's that?
Is it jump over them and stick them? Because that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's pretty much
stick
it.
some dudes.
You figured it out. You cracked the code on Ryu Hayabusa's latest adventure. But that's the first Team Ninja game post kind of the split there. The Itagaki era.
Well, no, there's Dead or Alive for 3DS. And, and Metroid.
First Ninja Gaiden.
First Ninja Gaiden game since that split.
First
happened.
big action game.
Right.
And I felt like there was a difference, but it still felt like a Ninja Gaiden game. So that was pretty cool.
That's all that matters.
So I get to see Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3 today.
Well, we all got to see Battlefield 3.
Yeah, we all went and played some Battlefield 3. Played the multiplayer, which is good because that's I think the thing that they really need to be showing for both these big shooters, really.
Yeah, and man, so like they talked a little bit, prior, like you saw the tank column stuff, the single player stuff. And that was very slow, very methodical. You played this. This was Battlefield.
Yeah, it was.
You were running around shooting
very
dudes.
much. I mean, you are
felt like PC Battlefield.
Well, yeah,
as opposed to Bad Company.
Well, if you're arming MCOMs, you are doing the stuff you do in Bad Company.
Sure.
Like it's Rush.
Yeah.
It's
That
that
mode
exact
is
game
from Bad
mode.
Company
It's,
too.
yeah.
Sure.
It's I mean, you're still spotting guys like that sort of stuff. All was in the PC version of Bad Company.
Yeah.
So like it was interesting. Like it didn't seem like that much of a departure from what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
But it just felt good.
But it feels
really
great. I really like what they're doing with the classes. They've taken before they've kind of had generic support classes, which they kind of lump the medic in with an LMG or something like that. Here they're merging medic with assault, so you get your kind of assault rifle and you can drop the med kits and that sort of stuff. And it sounded like that they have done research on that.
Telemetry is what they use.
Yeah, like the people that pick assault, like me, just fucking run for it and die all the time.
Well,
so if they're the medics, then maybe they can.
The net effect is you don't have to wait for medics to run from the rear because they are all on the front line with you already.
Yeah. And there's still a support class, which I played as, and you're sitting back there with the big ass gun that you can mount
with a bipod in this case.
Right. And you are just straight up raining down fire, letting people move up and do their thing.
And suppression, built into the mechanics.
Yeah. You get suppression bonuses and stuff like that. So
it was cool. The thing that surprised me the most about the Battlefield 3 stuff was the sense that some of the movement stuff that DICE had kind of figured out in Mirror's Edge seemed like it was kind of coming to fruition here with when you're jumping over cover and kind of moving through the environment. You're seeing legs slide out in front of you, and
you have a character model.
It has that kind of that dynamic feel that Mirror's Edge had, but
really
also
natural.
you're freaking shooting dudes.
And just this one map, pushing our way across this map, it went big outdoor zone, then kind of tight corridor, subway tunnel stuff, dark, and then
straight up urban,
back out and wide again and stuff, and handled it all really well.
Yeah.
I think that engine looks great.
God, it looks so good. It played really nicely. That was just damn impressive. I'm not a big Battlefield guy, but I will play that game. Anything else, Alex, that you saw today?
I saw a bunch of random stuff. I was mostly wandering the floor, checking out different things. I spent some time in the Microsoft booth checking out different Kinect games.
Anything to talk about there?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Dance Central 2, which you've checked out pretty extensively. And it's check it out. It's more Dance Central, and there's multiplayer.
Right.
It's
jump in, jump out.
Jump in, jump out, dancing, and that looks really good. Especially if you like dancing.
Sure.
I played Kinect Sports Season 2.
Right.
They only had 2 of the mini games up: golf and football.
Okay.
And
the stuff they showed at the press conference.
Yeah, and they're exactly as simplified versions of those sports as you would expect. There are 9 holes of golf.
Right.
You can have 2 players.
Yeah.
And with football, you can be the quarterback or you can be the receiver.
Did you do the 2-player stuff in the football?
I did. Yeah.
How did that stuff work?
So when you're the quarterback, you actually literally have to huddle down, yell "hut" or hike at the Kinect, stand up, and then when you step side to side, that's how you pick which receiver to throw at.
Did you try yelling as crazy a way as the guy did during the press conference? You go,
no, but the guy who from the developer that was there did that, and it made me feel a little bad. But then I did the receiver thing, and literally you were just doing this.
Yeah.
You were just running and
high knee in it.
And catch it and jump and dodge. Huh. It's a workout.
Yeah.
It's Kinect Sports.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I played the Gunstringer, which I had never actually tried before.
What'd you think of that?
It's neat. It's very simple. At least the early level that I played was pretty simplistic, but it's it's got a cool atmosphere to it. I like it. And
the wavy
Yeah, we played the Fought the Wavy Dude. And, you know, the way the rail stuff works and you're, like, controlling the guy with one hand and shooting with the other actually feels pretty good. So
It was pretty intuitive when I played it, and that was a while ago, and it looks like it's coming a long way.
And they announced today that that's going to go retail. That's no longer an SBLA game.
Right.
And
Crazy.
they haven't announced a price yet, but it sounds like they're actually adding more stuff to the game to kind of flesh it out a little more. So
Microsoft wants to see more purple boxes on shelves.
FMV.
Outside of that, it's like I played WWE 12.
Tell me about that. Is it a full reboot or not?
What they're showing doesn't completely say one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's for wrestlers and you wrestle.
Right.
You know,
the only thing they've really said about it is that it's not going to be any situations where, like, you're in an animation and I can't hit you.
Yeah.
You'll be able to hit out of any of them, which seems like the sort of thing that breaks wrestling games.
So I asked about that, and the thing they said was there are hit points in every animation. You can't just break every single animation at any point, but there's a timing thing where you have to hit it, because otherwise you would just in this constant back and forth
Otherwise,
and
no one
breaking.
hits a finisher ever because it's
but
not
the trick
realistic.
is there's no longer cutaways. So like when you're doing like, you know, the dump 5-knuckle shuffle thing.
Right. It's still gameplay.
It's still gameplay.
Okay.
You're not like suddenly in the middle of the ring, like if you're already in the corner or whatever. So it is all like kind of real time.
Weird.
It feels not quite like last year's SmackDown, but it still feels like a Ukes wrestling game. So take that as you will.
Take that as
yeah. Brad, anything else?
Yeah, let's see. I stopped by Microsoft and played Rock of Ages from Ace Team, the Xenoclash guys.
Yeah. That's super weird.
That game is about as ludicrous as you would expect.
I've seen a lot of the trailers for that.
My opponent in that game was Vlad the Impaler.
Yep.
Cool. So it's like Civ?
So
with rocks?
Basically, yeah. It, a little bit in common with Odama, the Ute Saito game.
Oh, God.
Right.
A little bit.
Oh, dear.
I'll put a write-up of that on site. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, Ute Saito.
But probably the weirdest thing I saw was the new Pixel Junk game, Lifelike. It's basically like a visualizer / like looping, kind of like multi-tracking sort of thing with
like MTV music generator
with a
or
vocoder on the headset.
All right.
And basically, it's just a bunch of like weird amoeba-like visualizer patterns, and you can hold different buttons on the move. It's a move game.
Okay.
And you basically hold different buttons to access different sample sets, and then moving the move around in 3D space like messes with DSP effects on the different samples.
It's like more of a music toy.
Yeah, it's totally a music toy, and you can loop the stuff that you're doing, so you can kind of build and layer songs. And
Are you working primarily with their loops, or is it sample-based, like you're laying out your own drum tracks?
I got the impression that you're creating your own beat and everything.
Cool. What you're saying, like the vocoder stuff, is that then getting looped back in, or is that just how you're doing that over?
They
the
didn't
track?
loop any of the vocal stuff, but I
It's
would
just a Reggie Watts machine.
I would hope that you could loop that stuff.
All I want to know is there wobble bass in it, because that is one of the hot things at E3
Well, that's
this year.
what the headset's for. So you can go wow.
So the demo was run by, if you know Bion, he's a pretty well-known Kyoto DJ from Japan. He's working with them really closely on this thing. It's kind of his brainchild, actually. So he's sort of controlling every aspect of it. And he basically stood up there for like 30 minutes, just like going off.
What were you
with
saying?
this
You're
thing.
saying something about tuning in, like some kind of online
yeah,
functionality?
so on PSN, you'll be able to like tune into somebody's channel or whatever they call it, and live while they're playing it, and it
That's
will.
cool.
And it will send you what they're doing.
So it's
and
like
you
a
can,
cross between like shoutcast and spectator mode in a fighting game.
They are straight up shoutcasting their performance of this crazy stuff.
I want to do
crazy.
that.
That sounds weird.
Guys, I played Rhythm Heaven for the Wii. It's fantastic.
Great. Yeah.
They only have 3 games. It's a really quick demo, and all you're really doing for the most part is hitting A, except in one of the games where you're a samurai, and sometimes you have to hit A and B at the same time.
Okay.
Well, you do so with rhythm. It's Rhythm Heaven, and it's on the Wii. Like it's a very like
Just
stylized.
like the art style, the crazy stuff that
absolutely,
carries.
Yes.
Awesome.
Some of the same sound effects and.
You know if that's the same development team?
Yeah.
Great.
For sure.
I'm on board.
It looks great.
Radical.
It's like Wii game of the show. Let's say. And I haven't played Zelda, but
You're gonna say
I'm
Wii game of the show.
Rhythm Heaven, Wii game of the show.
Yeah.
We played Super Mario.
We played Super Mario.
I
I
think
also
is the
played,
name.
I also played
yeah.
Mario Kart, the 3DS games they had after the press conference. Super Mario felt kind of slow. It's it's a 3D Mario game.
A little slow.
Not like Mario 64 though. This fixed camera angles as you move through the level. It kind of follows you.
And kind of small, like vertically oriented, but kind of small feeling levels. Got the Tanuki suit. I was a little bummed I couldn't turn into a statue. I tried all the buttons and I couldn't figure out how to make it happen.
Well, they got to add that.
If you can make it happen.
Here, let me text Patrick and see if he can ask Miyamoto right now how he does that.
So yeah, saw Mario Kart. Saw kind of the stuff, the glider and the underwater stuff they showed during the press conference. Feels like Mario Kart. I think it's kind of what people are going to expect. Blue sparks and red shells and all that stuff. The stuff.
So the gliding is just like you're hitting speed boosts off of jumps and then you're gliding for a while.
It's automatically deploying. It seems like I didn't really I couldn't really find it, but it seems like there's potential for kind of alternate path stuff when you're in the air or underwater.
Does it give you like a speed boost doing that? I mean, like, or what does it do for you?
I think it's just kind of like if you don't do that, you're going to just be on the ground. You can, like, if you dive, you're going to go a lot faster.
Can you avoid weapons that way?
Yeah, there's also like coins in the air. There's
Ain't no sky bananas.
There's there's coin rings that you can pick up in the air and things like that.
I bet sky bananas are delicious.
Dude. Anyway, Mario Kart looks like Mario Kart, and I think that's pretty much the day for day one.
Pretty much.
We got to
write some stuff up.
Yeah, we got a bunch more stuff to do.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Wii U stuff tomorrow.
Yeah,
once we've all kind of seen it.
Once the rest of you guys have played it.
Yeah.
Short version.
Short version, thumbs up. Excellent. I'm excited to check it out. So E3 2011 day one for Giant Bomb in the can. Day 2 tomorrow. We'll see you then. Balls.
Question in my mind and it totally just jumped out. Oh my god.
Day two? Day 2 is over.
Let's see. We actually saw Furious 4.
Yeah,
Furious 4, right?
Brothers
in Arms, Furious 4. Like pretty lengthy 4-player gameplay.
Which would have been a good name for Fast and the Furious 4.
Indeed.
If they ever.
If they ever reboot that series and then make it to 4 again. That game looks really cool. It's a little bit Borderlands, a little bit maybe a little Left 4 Dead.
Does it seem, it's a weird word to use, but does it seem like disrespectful to the Brothers in Arms franchise, given the serious tone?
Keep in your mind that it's a Brothers in Arms product. It's fine, but as soon as you,
it's the only snag in that game though. Like what they showed looked really good.
It's not a game that needs military advisors.
No, certainly not.
So like other than that though,
they might need Quentin Tarantino. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean it's even crazier than any sort of Inglourious Bastard stuff. I thought like really good lighting on what they were showing.
Nice.
It had a really great look to it. It's over the top and crazy in some great Borderlands kind of ways. When I walked in, the guy was talking about like, all right, now we're going to combine this landmine with this bear trap, and I was immediately like, all right, sold. Like that, whatever you're selling, I'm into it.
All the guys at the AR drone booth, and anyone that stops gets hit with that. All right. You're done.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got what looks sort of like the Bulletstorm, like skill shot stuff going on. Like you earn points based on how you kill guys.
Yeah.
You can spend them on upgrades. It's super tongue-in-cheek. Like a helicopter boss appeared at one point, and this like floating title appears just like tied to the helicopter that just says "wreck this thing," and everybody like goes off on it and tries to kill it. It's just
weird,
super tongue-in-cheek.
Big set piece moments with like kind of big sub boss enemies. There's like a Ferris wheel that you are crashing this helicopter into. Speaking of which, Just a really impressive demo. I was just surprised to see that as a game thing at all. After they showed that trailer at the press conference, I assumed, okay,
they figured that would be it.
We'll see that in 9 months.
Yeah.
But that's a game already, so pretty excited to see that. I got to also at the Ubisoft booth. I got to go and play some more Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer.
Is that all they're showing? Is the multiplayer?
They're showing the multiplayer. There's also a theater where they're showing that same demo from the press conference. Apparently, there's some additional Desmond stuff in there. I didn't get in there. So I might need to double back tomorrow and see if I can see that.
Is my understanding is something where Desmond is actually running around inside the Animus, like recoding things.
I read something about
by
that.
climbing, or I don't know.
But while I was doing that, a Far Cry 3 interview was being shot.
Yeah. So look for that. Some good information in there.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Alex actually went to Nintendo and shot a booth tour.
Yeah.
Why don't we check that out right now?
Hello everyone, you may have guessed we are in fact in the Nintendo booth right now at the 3DS section where Nintendo is actually showing off some of the games I'm most actually looking forward to at the show, which is crazy because it's not expecting that from the 3DS this year. One of the big ones I'm actually super stoked about is Luigi's Mansion 2, the sequel to the GameCube launch game that everyone pretty much forgot about. That is here on the floor. I got some time to play it. That looks pretty awesome, to be perfectly honest with you. Back there we also have Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart, Natch. Super Mario DS, the new platforming game for the 3DS, and then we also have, 3D Classic Excite Bike, which just came out on the eShop, Pokédex 3D, and then one of the more interesting, weird ones is Kid Icarus Uprising, the multiplayer for that game, which is very frenetic, very fast, very combat heavy. Takes a little bit of getting used to, gonna be honest with you. That one's a little nuts. Plenty of third-party games back here too. Ace Combat, Resident Evil, I believe Snake Eater 3DS is back there. It's a pretty jam-packed lineup, and it's surprising how many fairly exciting-looking games are in here. So why don't we take a look around and check it out? Now moved ourselves over to the Wii U section of the Nintendo booth. This is obviously the belle of the E3 ball this year, at least in terms of technology. Everyone knew that Nintendo was coming out with their new console, and the world was left somewhat flabbergasted by the perhaps the Nintendo press conference presentation of the hardware. But we've actually had some chances to get our hands on the tech demos they have here and the test hardware they have for the new controller system, and it actually looks pretty damn cool. They have a number of different demos here on the floor. One is just, the basic bird tech demo that we saw in the press conference, but then there's a number of different little mini games they have set up, including my personal favorite, Chase Me, which is actually one of the better demonstrations of the tech in that you have 4 players with Wii remotes all chasing after one character who is using the crazy touchscreen of the special Wii U controller to control a character that is running around a level, and you have to try and find them because you don't see them on the screen except in your periphery. That is actually wicked fun. We also have Battle Me, which is sort of a Metroid-y looking Mii shooter type game. There's a little drawing game that you can kind of try out some of the different stylus actions. And then there's also Super Mario Me, which is basically like New Super Mario Brothers, but your Mii is in the game. And, that actually is better than you might think it would be. We'll bring you more coverage from the show floor and various other booths around here as the show continues. Thanks for watching.
Ridiculous. Yes, I'm not afraid of a few dick jokes. Thank you.
All right, so that was Nintendo.
Yeah, we actually all got to see
we all got to see that stuff. I went and played that stuff after the press conference, and
They actually
the Wii U stuff.
They had one demo there that apparently wasn't at the post press conference.
The bird one?
No. Well, they had that one as well.
Yeah.
But they also had this thing called Measure Up. It was a stylus-based thing where you were like, it was saying draw a 55-degree angle, and so you're just trying to freehand or draw a circle that's 2 inches in diameter.
I ain't no draftsman, man.
Wow.
So
I don't know.
So yeah.
Can I get like a compass that is a stylus touchscreen safe?
That thing has a stylus in it somewhere, right?
Yeah, it actually slides up out of
DS
there is a
style?
big a full-size stylus bigger than the DS stylus
I would
in the controller. So they would just slide that out, and then you would play with that. So all those demos, interesting stuff all around for Nintendo.
XCOM. We saw XCOM.
Yeah.
Morgan Gray with great flourish presented XCOM.
Yeah, and how did that look? I mean, we saw it last year. I actually thought it looked pretty cool, but it ignited a shitstorm.
Yeah, well,
whatever.
They're integrating more stuff that this is still a first-person shooter,
right?
But they are integrating more stuff that feels like XCOM as far as research and kind of group tactics go.
Yeah, you recruit guys and they level up, and they fit into different classes.
I think some of that stuff was in the demo they showed last year, but it sounds like they've fleshed it out.
It's clearly
so
much more.
It's a real game now.
Much more developed. Like
Yeah.
they showed it. They showed all the menus, how you pick your guys.
Cool.
In combat, it's kind of like Mass Effect. Like you pause the action and a big wheel pops up with abilities on it, and you tell guys where to go and what to do.
Yeah.
You can like pick up alien technology on the fly. Like if there's a turret, if you don't blow the turret up, if you get around behind it, you can like absorb it and take it back and research it.
Yeah.
Or later in the level, if you're like just in some shit, you can pop the turret back out and it will work for you.
Cool.
But then at that point, you can't reclaim it and take it with you. So there's like some choice about how you use these things.
Yeah. So speaking of Mass Effect, I played Mass Effect.
What? What did you see? What was actually part of that?
So I went and saw the theater demo, which was the stuff from the press conference, some stuff from that I saw a couple weeks ago, and then new stuff that I had not seen, which is from early on in the game that they said, like, look, we're not going to show this stuff again until the game ships because it's Shepard leaving Earth at the beginning of the game. Like, Earth in fucking flames, Reapers everywhere, Anderson there saying, like, no, you go, these people need a leader, I'm going to stay. And, Keith David fully in effect. His picture at the bottom of the screen because he's in your squad technically for a little while in that mission.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Earth looks great in that it is totally ripped up, and some interesting terrain stuff that they haven't really done a whole lot of in Mass Effect previously. Normandy, good old SR2, showing up, getting you. Yeah. The gangplank or whatever comes down, like Ashley's there covering you as you're getting up in there. She looks good.
Yeah.
That game, they paused it. They showed menus. They showed radial stuff. Like a lot of that stuff's the same. The squad menu's deeper. Like there are more trees, more places to put points when you're leveling up your Shepard and your other characters and stuff like that. So you can kind of spec in different directions. They showed the weapon upgrade stuff, which is attachments on your weapons, but those have things like different damage to different enemies. Like, it's sort of like how when you put on different armor and be like, this gives you 15% to this and 50% to that. Like the weapon attachments do the same thing.
That sounds great.
And that all sounds great.
Yeah.
And then I played the stuff that they've been showing, the Solarian homeworld stuff, all that combat sequence. Through grenades, it's like tap left bumper to throw grenades, tap right bumper for a concussive shot. And if you hold down the melee button, you hold down B, that's when you get the Omni Blade.
Okay.
Stealth
finisher.
Kill. It's a starter and a finisher on most enemies. You get up on them, and it doesn't have to be a stealth kill. You can just jack them.
All right.
Playing it, it's cool that I played it. It's combat. It feels better. The snapping in and out of cover feels better. They're making improvements to the way the shooting works. I think it'll be a better shooter. But the stuff that they showed, the stuff they talked about, it will clearly be a Mass Effect game.
All right.
Like, they are not making a fucking shooter. They are making a Mass Effect game.
Awesome.
Went and saw Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, saw their stage demo. It was different than the stuff that I saw before the show. That continues to look cool. I think it looks good. Saw Need for Speed The Run, which is weird. I think so like we were saying in some of the other stuff we've done, like the getting out of the car stuff is less than 10% of the game.
Right.
It's just there for story purposes to give you a reason to change cars and for other things like that to happen to set up the race events. They got like 300 kilometers of road or something, saying like 3 times as much track as they've had in any other Need for Speed game. But there's some stuff playing it that just seemed a little off to me, and they've got time. I don't know what they're going to do in the final game, but in that demo, when you get T-boned by that car, and there's another couple of segments where the camera's changing while you're driving, like they completely take control away from you for those sequences. So it's like you're sitting there turning, and all of a sudden the turning is not what you're turning, and you're like, wait, is it broken? No, it's a cutscene.
That seems like a kind of fine touch thing.
Yeah, and I think that's something that they need to come up with some better way to let you know that you don't have control anymore. Whether it's or whatever they want to do. But I think it didn't seem it felt awkward. But other than that, the driving felt pretty good. I think that game will be at least okay, maybe better.
While I was over at 2K, I also saw XCOM. Got to catch a BioShock Infinite demo in the theater. Looks great. Not going to go into that anymore. That's phenomenal. But also saw Darkness 2 while I was over there, and that's Digital Extremes now. That still looks really good. They've got a nice art style for it. There's kind of in the comic book inspired look of it. The Darkness itself looks good. They've the enemies this time are this faction called the Brotherhood that basically want the darkness for themselves. And they figured out how to use light to fight it. So there's going to be a lot of kind of like enemies that are, throwing flashbangs or shooting, have big ass flashlights that when they're pointing them at you, or even there's just like spotlights. Not just burn, you can't use any of your darkness powers.
Right.
So it's not like your health is depleting or anything like that.
Okay.
You can still shoot guns because you need to be able to shoot out headlights or street lamps, things like that. But I thought it looked pretty sharp, and a lot of the darkness kills that they show in there are extremely gruesome. So that seems like that has some good promise as well.
Saw and played Hitman. So what's Hitman all about? I mean, I saw the demo for Hitman.
Yeah.
It had a very kind of cover-based shooter without the gun sort of thing almost going on, where you're kind of creeping around, finding piano wire, strangling a guy, but then you don't have the piano wire anymore. Did you see him dressed up like a cop, pick up a bong, and then bust it in another cop's face?
Yeah, we saw that. It was that demo, and then we got to play it a little bit. And that's early. That's a 12 release, so there's some stuff about the controls and the camera work that they're very open to saying this is still work in progress. So don't expect it to feel like this when it's done. But I really loved Hitman Blood Money. I like that there's no other game that does what Hitman does with letting you get through these scenarios without killing anyone. Granted, when I played it, I died in the first 5 minutes, but I really always liked that idea, and it seems like they're doing that, and IO is kind of getting back to what Hitman is all about with this new one. So really liked what I saw there, and very excited to see more of that game. So
cool. We went upstairs at Sony and saw some more of the stuff that they had to offer. Primarily interested in the Vita stuff up there. I'd seen pretty much all the first-party stuff already, but they had some third-party stuff up there. They had BlazBlue up there, which I'm not a big BlazBlue fan, but 2D on that screen looks incredible. It's just so sharp. That was really impressive. They have a virtual tennis game up there that looked kind of cool. A game called Mr. Inkjet from AQ Interactive that was basically it's all rear touch. So you're basically putting 4 fingers on the rear of the device, and that controls your guy's hands and legs as he is kind of falling. So you're kind of reaching out to grab papers or reaching out to punch people as you're falling. It's kind of a paper doll looking thing. Okay. So one of the first things you can do is take a picture of someone's body and face and put it onto the guy. And that's it's kooky. It's a cool weird thing that shows that they're not just doing stuff like Uncharted on that system. There's room for weird stuff. Also, they have Ridge Racer up there, but it was not a driving game.
Great job, Jeremy.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, right. So this was an interactive trailer for Ridge Racer,
Okay.
but this should be its own release. This should be its own game or something, because it was a music toy kind of thing. While you're watching, footage of cars and stuff, and they're like, we just want to give people an idea of where we're going with Ridge Racer, which I don't know that it really did that at all. It was just pictures of cars and stuff like that. But what it was doing was I could put 2 fingers on the front, 2 on the back, and the triggers to manipulate the song that was being played. Fingers on the front were like cut-off knob, resonance sort of stuff. And then you could kind of just loop up segments with the triggers, and then it was all just wobble-based the whole time. So just like...
That seems to be kind of a theme over at Sony this year.
Then you hold down the left trigger, and then it starts to loop like little segments of it goes...
So that was E3 Day 2. Oh, Warner.
Oh, right, yeah. So
yeah.
we went and saw a new Batman demo. Different from parts of it were different from what I saw.
Okay.
They showed the Catwoman stuff again. That stuff looks cool. They also showed a sequence where, with the Penguin, who looked like it almost looked like Joey was saying, it looked like at the bottom of a bottle for a monocle, but almost looked like some kind of cybernetic implant or something like that. It was hard to. Oh,
Yeah.
You went and played.
I saw a picture. Right, they were like
Oh,
art,
okay,
art on the
picture-
wall
okay,
of that. Yeah.
So you went and played. Was it
I
just
played
like
it.
get around the city?
It was
and
the GDC demo.
Okay.
So you could. I think Alex picked it up and like went through the Two-Face stuff, but I elected to just explore.
Yeah, and what did you think of the traversal? Did you get the dive bomb, like the glide stuff down?
I didn't do a lot of that. I
It's
did a
tricky
little
at first with the buttons you need to hold to do it, but once you get it, it feels really good.
Everything about the flight takes some getting used to. Like I really like the idea of the move where you can grapple up but keep flying past the grapple point.
Yeah, it's like you have to
catch
hold
air.
A to do it.
You
I
actually
think.
have to like double tap A.
Oh, right, double tap.
Right
That's
as you
what it
leave
is.
the ground, but there's no like visual cue that you've done
You
it
start
right.
reeling in faster.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah.
is? Okay, so basically the net effect is you just keep hitting A constantly until it feels a little uncertain, a little bit inaccurate at the moment. But,
Batman already had a lot of moves.
Yeah.
And they are cramming more moves into the game that it feels like that. Yeah, I wonder if maybe like at some point the controls will get a little complicated for some folks.
That seems like an old demo. We saw that demo 3-4 months ago, so it's probably progressed further than that at this point. But I mean, on paper, the idea of Batman Arkham Asylum with an open world full of side stuff to do sounds like the best thing ever. So, assuming they refine all that stuff, bring it on.
Yeah. Also, while at Warner, we spoke with Ed Boon.
Street Fighter Tekken was fun. I love that game.
It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like all the juggles and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's almost reminiscent of, reminds me of some of like the Mortal Kombat where they loosen the rules a lot and you can kind of make up a lot of your own kind of jungle
Like
combos.
it almost feels broken, but like in a really exciting way.
Yeah, exactly. Like you stumble on something cool and then let's keep it in the game.
We talked to Ed about Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And about kind of the future of Mortal Kombat. He said that they have 4 downloadable characters in the works. Okay. Scarlet's going to be first, Kenshi will be next. He said they're looking at trying to release those like once every 2 weeks once they get rolling with it. And he said Scarlet is like probably like a matter of days.
Okay.
And that patch is in the works too. He's talking to Hector who was there also said like online stuff. It's going to be fixed. Like they're going to fix some of that. There's like weird stuff you can do with Cabal. You get people in blocks done and just infinite them, chip them down or whatever. Like that'll be out. Kung Lao's getting some changes too. So it sounds like they're rapidly adjusting to the players as they're finding some weird stuff. And
I sat down and chatted with Hector for a few minutes about Skullgirls too. So I mean, it's nice to know those guys aren't just living in a Mortal Kombat bubble.
Those
they're
guys
out
like
there
fighting games.
They're out there playing everything and seeing what works and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and it sounds like they've gone out and seen some of the other hardware. They are going to do Mortal Kombat for Vita.
Right.
And Ed went and saw all the Nintendo stuff, and said he thought it looked kind of cool. Maybe you do create an X-ray, but you have to hold it up to X-ray the character. So it's you see the full character on the screen, but you hold it up in front of the TV and get an X-ray view, and then break the bone. That's yours for free if you want it.
Real quick at Sony, I saw Pixel Junk side scroller.
Yeah.
A side-scrolling shooter, not a side-scrolling like platformer, which is what I expected.
Set in the shooter universe.
Yeah, so it was like a mini game at the end of Shooter 2,
but only if you collected everything.
If you got everything in the game, and so the testers at Sony thought it was so fun they made a game out of it. But it's literally the premise is that you are the character who finished Shooter 2 and you're on your ship heading back to Earth. And this is the thing you're playing on your ship to pass the time. And the presentation is it's literally on a curved CRT with you can see the phosphor glow or whatever. It's all this neon looking vector stuff, and it plays just like a side-scrolling shooter with power-ups, and except it's got the fluid dynamics and the heat mechanics and stuff of Shooter. So you can fly through, you can shoot the cavern out so the water pours down and then fly through the water to cool your ship and get your life back essentially.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then I saw that Eco Shadow of the Colossus collection.
How's that looking?
Did
you see it in 3D?
Yes. It's those games. The frame rate is way better in Shadow of the Colossus, which it was terrible originally.
Great.
So it's close. It's anywhere between 30 and 60 now, even in 3D. So that's good.
We saw that Sony TV, the weird 3D TV.
How does that work?
It worked pretty well. It was kind of a dim image because you're filtering it and getting a 2D image because you're only getting one part of it.
Right.
And also they said that he said that those glasses wouldn't work with just any other 3D TV.
Right.
And the games have to obviously be coded to support that. So it's kind of a big ask. Like, I like that idea and that feature, but I already bought a 3D TV. I'm not going to get another one.
But it's still a 3D TV, but when you are using this,
it's 2D because you're using that 3D technology to split the image, and then the glasses have a button on them for like player 1, player 2, which determines which eye you're seeing, basically. It's a neat idea. It's cool that someone's doing that. I know it's it's been possible for a while. It's been talked about, but yeah, it's neat that they're doing it. I think that's a good price for people that are looking for a TV of that size, I guess, that has a lot of features and stuff, but you can get a 50-inch plasma 3D TV for, twice that. So it's like,
yeah, but
it depends on your needs.
If you're in a dorm room,
yeah.
You don't have room for a 50-inch. That thing will sit on your desk. It's not bad for that kind of thing.
It seems like a nice TV, but yeah, it does not fit into my lifestyle.
And that was E3 day 2,
yep.
right?
Yeah, I think so. Excited for day 3. There's still some cool stuff to go see. So yeah,
let's get back to the house.
We'll see you guys.
You ready or what?
Well, that's about it for E3. Day 3 is in the books. Show is just about over. People are starting to stream out of the Los Angeles Convention Center. We have taken up shop here at the badge holder area, able to help anyone who wants to show up in the last few moments here and see some video games. We can instruct them to go inside.
To go to hell.
Yeah, just go on in. You don't need badges for the last half hour anyway.
Yeah, just run in. Just go in. Just like, and so don't stop if security tries to stop you. They just don't know.
Tell them I'm a VIP, and then I said it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last day of the show, but we did definitely see some stuff.
Yes, we did. Finally saw that BioShock. It was undeniably the most impressive thing I saw at the show. For me yesterday, Uncharted kind of blew me away, but I sort of saved room in my head that BioShock might top it, and it was easily. But I don't understand how that's a game. I don't understand how that's a thing you play. The way that action moves and the way everything in that game looks and feels, it all seems kind of effortless and also completely chaotic and insane.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that works.
The controlled chaos of that action scene was gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
Just how much was going on, how much of it was flying right at your face. How fast he was zooming around all those kind of sky tracks and stuff. My only question is, how much of that was, I don't want to say scripted, but they practiced this demo probably a couple 100 times before they came out here to show it. How much can that change every time you go into a scene like that?
Right,
how much variability is there in what you're going to experience?
How natural is that for a regular player?
Well, I guess that's, we got to sit down for a half an hour with Ken Levine and talk to him about it. He wouldn't really go into specifics, but talked about some other kind of, ways that you can or can't interact with things, or if you're passive versus being active, and how that'll affect some things in the story. So, if you need a badge, you can actually just
Can I see some ID?
2012. If you need some, we're gonna need some ID. This show is 18 and up, though. All right, if you had a parent or guardian or something like that, it's a great-looking demo. It's a fantastic-looking game, and hearing them talk about it, it just gets me more excited. But the thing is, that game's not really coming that soon.
Yeah.
All they're saying is 2012, and the more they talk about it, the more it sounds like holiday 2012 or something like that, So we did play some Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
What is that game?
It's crazy,
that
man.
Game is
it's
weird.
They are breaking Street Fighter in a beautiful way. I think
they cracked Street Fighter open and shoved Tekken in there.
They shoved Tekken in there, and then Rainbow Edition in there.
Yeah,
it plays like a hack, but
kinda.
like a fun.
I
hack.
was waiting for some handcuffs to come out.
Yeah.
Weird launchers and dude, I don't know. I just wonder how much of that's going to change.
Yeah,
over time
love
before
to see,
it comes
you know,
out.
like what can they do to balance that game and all that sort of stuff.
Like you
and
said,
how
there were
crazy
even
they want to make
even
it.
like major new mechanics in there since you saw it like 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like that game has already changed pretty dramatically, which is pretty neat. I think that game has a lot of potential to be cool. We'll see. Gosh, what else? We got up and played some Dance Central.
Like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly. Like a G6, like a G6, like a G6. Now I'm feeling so fly. Like a G6.
Yeah, that Dance Central 2 seems cool.
Oh, I had my own Peter Molyneux moment.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that game on rails?
I don't know, because he was very vague about it, but he said there is a navigation component to the game that he made the team.
So you pick a track.
Well,
you pick them. You mostly pick from.
He wouldn't clarify that specifically, but whatever it is, he made them disable it for the E3 demo, thinking that was the right choice to focus on just like the combat, and not trying to confuse people with how you move around in the world.
Because they would say, if you were to ask Activision, they would tell you that Tony Hawk Ride is not on rails because you can disable that, but it kind of breaks the game in even more significant ways.
More interesting than that stuff was the way he held forth about his feelings on Fable 3.
Really?
Straight up said, I feel that game was rushed. We had to make some cuts that I didn't really approve of, and we ended up with a disjointed experience. That the pacing was not great, like it was not what it should have been.
On one hand, it's cool that they're able to try something new, but I don't know, like how'd that demo look?
I mean, it was the same demo from the press conference.
But did you come away hearing what he had to say, going like, okay, maybe, or is it still like,
It's a big maybe. I don't know. I mean, you can customize your character in some ways.
Yeah.
The magic system seems neat because you can combine different elements together to get different spells and stuff. But again, if you're using those mechanics within the context of a style of game you don't really want to play, I don't know how valuable that is, but we'll see.
Yeah.
They've got a while. They only started making that game last November, so it's pretty early.
You also went and saw Halo.
Yeah, me and Drew, they showed basically the beginning of Silent Cartographer, which is sort of like the seminal Halo moment, like that everybody remembers, just like, oh shit, it's on.
It's cool that they're toggling back and forth.
They showed the toggle. There was a little bit of lag involved.
Yeah, it takes a while for it to come up. They said that their goal is for it to be pretty much instantaneous.
It seemed like once it loaded all the assets in the first time, you could flip back and forth pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why you would ever want to go back except just for novelty.
I'm sure there'll be, like if there's just like crazy Halo people, it's be like.
All Halo people are crazy. You know that.
Oh, yeah. They're being very aloof about whether or not they're going to re-release the old Xbox controller in some sort of limited edition. Someone asked in the demo that I saw. I think I would think that would be cool if they released it.
Giant case on top of your actual Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Just a plastic casing that goes on.
That would be cool. I think if they sold like some sort of bundle that was like, a Halo 1, like an Xbox original case for an Xbox 360, like a full hardware, not just a case that snaps over it, but just like this is an Xbox 360 in an old Xbox case. That would be killer.
I don't know.
I would totally get one of those.
The heat problems that thing has, do you really want to encase it in another layer of plastic?
Yeah, maybe
no, you
not.
don't.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But against $40, it looks like they're doing a good job. They're showing it the appropriate amount of respect. They're doing a bunch of, I don't know if you saw a bunch of new terminal videos.
Yeah.
So it's not
one
just
of those.
text when you go to a terminal now. They're doing like full on. They're getting.
And they said that some of those would tie into Halo 4.
Yeah, they're like kind of set up some Halo 4 stuff.
Yeah.
They're getting
Which seems weird to go back to Halo 1 to set up Halo 4.
A little bit, but they're getting the Guilty Spark actor to come in and do lines for that and stuff. So that
other than that, it's all original VO from the first game.
Yeah.
But they're redoing the music and some of the sound stuff. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Went and saw the Hulk Hogan game. Yeah, played
We
that.
sure did see the Hulk Hogan game.
Hulk Hogan's main event. Is that
Something
the name
like
of it?
that, yeah.
Yeah, so we went and saw that. It's generally inoffensive, I thought.
It exists.
It is a mini game collection that is wrestling themed. So, there are mini games like you are getting hit in the face with a chair and you need to block.
And then take the chair away.
And then take the chair away and then hit him with the chair. So different motions for that.
You did the entrance.
I did the
mini
entrance
game.
one, which is the only one I really cared about because it just straight up opens with you going like that and then doing some of that.
And the press release made it sound like there was probably a promo cutting one too, so maybe there's like some vocal stuff.
Yeah,
in
so
there
you know they
too.
just came up with a bunch of goofy Kinect mini games that are vaguely wrestling related that don't take it super seriously. And the character models in the game, they got a wrestler creator, and then like they've got you don't play as Hogan, you create a guy, and Hogan's your mentor.
He's your Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, and the Hogan model I thought looked hilarious. And
Hilariously
just
stupid.
Like it's just super cartoonish and just
Yeah.
like you know kind
Very
of a funny,
tan.
like kind of a
Very
funny
tan.
way. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So whatever, that game's fine.
They also had Blood Rain there, the new
Yeah, the Way
downloadable
Forward
game.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of that.
Oh, neat.
No, it's looking. It has a really cool look to it.
You've got a lot of you know, different abilities like backflip, wall jump, that sort of stuff.
Stabbing dudes.
You can feed on things to
You know, like Blood
completion,
Rain.
or partial feeding to
Yeah.
infect them and have them blow up other dudes for you. Look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the combat's maybe a little loose still, but the look of it is really, really nice. So I like that a lot. I saw Alien Colonial Marines.
Yeah, how's that?
So Ryan and I went to that demo. It looks good. I mean, it looks like, you know, a good, like they definitely have the aesthetics right of that game. You know, it looks like Aliens. And, you know, there are xenomorphs, and you are space marines, and you are shooting shit, and there is like a crazy mech suit, and
yeah.
The one thing Ryan made a salient point when we were talking about it afterward, which is that, you know, there's a little bit of that game that feels like it misses the point of the movie, like in the sense that like that whole movie is about these badass, you know, scenery chewing alien marines just getting their asses handed to them over and over and over again.
I mean, that's a problem with kind of all the games set
Yeah.
in the Aliens universe. Is they always, you know, Aliens versus Predator, and they always have the humans in there, and they're
Yeah.
a totally viable faction. And yeah.
It's not even that isn't there. Like you see the other Marines in your team just getting absolutely murdered over and over
But
again.
you're just better.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like fun, and you know, Pitchford was very enthusiastic about it, as he often
that
is.
Sounds like yes, that
Yeah.
sounds accurate.
So
You
he
didn't need to
gave a
say
pretty
that.
good demo.
Yeah.
He gave a pretty good demo, and someone there kept clapping after every single thing he said.
Great.
Like every sentence. It was just like, yeah.
Woo! Patrick, you saw Ninja Gaiden 3. I think we talked about that a little bit.
I just
but-
saw that. Actually, the one I was most excited about is I finally went and saw Prey 2.
Okay.
Which it really looks like a sort of successor to Deus Ex, actually, in a lot of ways. I mean, Deus Ex was all, the reason people loved that game was the player agency and your choice over how to do these open world encounters, and that is all Prey 2. Like, you can, like, the whole sequence where you're trying to go after a guy and just grab a hostage. Like, they give you an amazing amount of choice over how you want to handle everything in this big open world with Mirror's Edge, Assassin's Creed type platforming. I am all over that fucking game.
Cool. Well, let's wrap it up and get back to the house. We got one more live broadcast to go, I think, and then we're gonna go home. Let's go home.
Howard Star's penis. Howard Star's penis.
No. What? Ah. And that's really just going to about wrap it up for E3, I think. No more corn dogs, no more interviews, no more running around the show floor. So, from Los Angeles, this is Giant Bomb. See ya. Better hurry, show's almost over.